Once upon a time, a poor boy was fated to become the king's son-in-law. But the jealous king tried to change fate, casting the child away. Yet destiny had its own plans. Through twists of luck, clever thinking, and bravery, the boy overcame every obstacle, even outwitting the devil himself. How did he turn misfortune into fortune? Read on to discover the incredible journey of the lucky boy. The boy who defied fate. Long ago, in a humble village, a poor woman gave birth to a baby boy. The village elders, wise in the ways of fate, declared that this child was destined for greatness. One day, he would marry the king's daughter. The prophecy spread like wildfire, eventually reaching the ears of the king himself. The king, proud and arrogant, refused to believe that a mere peasant could become his son-in-law. Determined to prevent this future, he disguised himself as a wealthy merchant and traveled to the boy's home. With a warm smile but a heart full of deceit, he spoke to the boy's parents. "You are good people," he said kindly. "You struggle to provide for your son, but I have great wealth. Let me raise him in my palace, and he will never know hunger or hardship." At first, the parents refused. But when the king offered a bag of gold, their resolve wavered. Believing they were securing a better future for their child, they agreed. The moment the king took the boy, his kindness vanished. Instead of bringing him to the palace, he placed the child in a wooden chest, nailed it shut, and threw it into the river, thinking he had changed fate forever. But fate is not so easily denied. Instead of sinking, the chest floated like a boat, carried by the current until it reached the home of a poor fisherman and his wife. When they opened the box, they were astonished to find a beautiful baby inside. "The gods have sent us a child," the fisherman's wife cried joyfully. As they had no children of their own, they raised him with love, naming him Rian. Years passed, and Rian grew into a strong and intelligent young man. One day, while traveling to the city, he unknowingly met the king. The king, not recognizing him, saw his confidence and strength and decided to use him for an errand. "Take this letter to the queen," the king ordered, handing Rian a sealed message. Unbeknownst to Rian, the letter contained a command for his execution. On his journey, Rian lost his way and stumbled upon a camp of bandits. Though cautious, they saw he was only a messenger and allowed him to stay for the night. While he slept, the bandit chief grew curious and opened the letter. Shocked by its cruel orders, he decided to help. "This boy is innocent," he told his men. "We will change his fate." The chief wrote a new letter, sealing it as before. In this version, the king ordered that Rian should be married to the princess immediately upon arrival. The next day, Rian continued his journey, unaware of the switch. When he reached the palace, the queen read the letter and, trusting her husband's word, arranged the wedding at once. The princess, seeing Rian's kindness and bravery, fell in love with him. When the king returned to the palace, he was stunned to see the wedding celebrations. Furious, he demanded an explanation. "This was your order," the queen said, handing him the letter. Realizing he had been outwitted, the king fumed but could not undo the marriage. Still, he had one final plan. "If you wish to remain my son-in-law," he told Rian, "you must complete a quest. Bring me 3 golden feathers from the legendary firebird." The impossible quest. Rian set out on his journey, traveling to the distant mountains where the firebird was said to live. Along the way, he encountered 3 troubled lands. The first was a village with a dried-up river. "We once had the purest water," the villagers lamented, "but now it is gone." The second was a kingdom with a dying tree. "This tree once bore golden fruit," the people cried, "but now it is lifeless." The third was a boatman who ferried people across a river endlessly. "I wish to be free from this curse," he sighed. Rian promised to find answers and continued his journey. At last, he reached the firebird's lair. There, he found the bird's guardian, a wise old woman. Seeing his determination, she agreed to help. "The answers you seek," she whispered, "are simple. A serpent blocks the river's source, kill it, and the water will return. A rat gnaws at the tree's roots, remove it, and the tree will bloom. As for the boatman, he must pass his oar to another traveler, freeing himself forever." Then, as a reward for his courage, she plucked 3 golden feathers from the firebird and handed them to him. Victory and justice. On his way back, Rian shared the answers he had learned. The river flowed again, the tree bore golden fruit, and the boatman finally escaped his endless duty. Grateful, the people showered Rian with gold and gifts. When he returned to the palace, the king was speechless. Rian had not only completed the impossible task but had returned richer and more respected than ever. Finally defeated, the king had no choice but to accept him as his son-in-law. Over time, Rian proved to be a wise leader, and when the king grew old, he willingly passed the throne to him. Thus, the boy who had been thrown away by fate became the ruler of the kingdom, proving that destiny cannot be denied.